Hi, my name is Maggie Grinnell, and I am going to be reading one of my books today. And I am reading from downstairs on my favorite couch. I'm glad that you're here to join us. And this is my book, and it's Isabella and Penelope. The book is enlarged so I can have you really look at the illustrations. So here we go. This is one of the illustrations. First page. A small pink caterpillar eats its way out of a green hefty garbage bag and crawls across the driveway to the grass. The caterpillar Penelope is unique not because of her cotton candy color, but because she has feelings, like a human. Penelope crawls to the dewy green grass and slides over a blade. Why am I so cold, she wonders, and then realizes it's the fresh dew that is cooling her belly. And that's Penelope. Penelope continues on. Next, she encounters a bridge. What can this be? Am I to go under it or over it, she asks. The bridge is a small branch that has fallen off a tree. She decides to go over the bridge, and she climbs up. She feels the rough bark scratching her underside. Ouch, she exclaims, but then starts to enjoy the rubbing on her belly. Soon she is smiling. That is Isabella crossing the bridge. Next, Penelope encounters a pink pretty rose that has fallen on the grass. As she crawls up the rose, she realizes they are the same color. She thinks, I must be pretty as this flower. I sure must smell as nice too. And that's her coming to the flower. Penelope continues on her adventure. She soon realizes there is something in her way, and she stops crawling. A large blue blanket with pictures of puffy white clouds on it is spread out on the grass, blocking the caterpillar. The little caterpillar is frightened, but then she realizes it is a human, a young girl, who is sitting on the blanket having a picnic with someone else who is not there. This is Isabella sitting, and there's the picnic blanket. Isabella remembers and loves someone who died in a plane crash. She is 6 years old and has olive skin and expressive brown eyes. Her long curly brown hair cascades down her neck and rests below her shoulders. Penelope watches Isabella as she stands up, stretches her arms, and tilts her body side to side. Isabella then twirls her body round and round and tumbles dizzily to the ground. A screen door leads from the house out to the backyard. Christina, Isabella's mom, steps out through the door. Christina can't help but think to herself, I miss her daddy too. When Isabella was told her daddy was in heaven, she stopped talking. 2 years have passed, and Isabella still hasn't spoken. She has picnics in the backyard with an imaginary friend. Christina believes that Isabella's imaginary friend is her daddy, and that's her. And that's another illustration. Okay. Lying on the soft blanket, Isabella sees Penelope, who is attempting to crawl on top of the blanket. Isabella watches the caterpillar curiously. She is not afraid of the caterpillar, but rather wants to help her. Isabella carefully picks up Penelope and gently puts her down on a soft fold of the blanket. Isabella thinks the pink caterpillar is pretty against the blue and white of the blanket. Isabella sets up another plate for this new picnic guest. Penelope crawls on top of the plate and stops to rest and enjoy the smoothness of it. She decides she would like to be friends with Isabella and stays with her on the blanket all afternoon. Here's another illustration. As the sun goes down, Isabella picks up Penelope and takes her inside. In the bedroom, Isabella places Penelope inside a small pink purse, which will serve as a sleeping container for the night. Isabella places the pink purse on the bookshelf next to her bed. And that's when they both are sleeping. The next morning, Isabella wakes up and finds Penelope is gone. She is not asleep in her pink container. Isabella is very sad to think that she has lost her new friend and starts to look all around the room for Penelope. Isabella looks high and low, under her bed, in the closet, and among all her toys. She thinks to herself, "Where are you, little caterpillar?" A slight fluttering makes her ears perk up and catches her eyes. She looks towards the window and sees a pink butterfly with black dots on its wings sitting on the ledge. And this is when the caterpillar turns into the butterfly, but she's sad because she has left. And this is when she sees the butterfly coming. Isabella goes to the window and looks closely at the butterfly. She tilts her head and scrunches her eyebrows in confusion. Something about the butterfly is so familiar to her. "Is it I, Penelope, your friend?" says the butterfly, hoping Isabella will recognize her. "Penelopea," Isabella shouts in excitement. This is her first word in 2 years. Isabella thinks Penelope is going to fly out the window, never to return. She begins to cry and says, "Don't leave me like Daddy did, please." Isabella begs through her tears. "I'm not going to leave you," says Penelope. "I will always be around. But first I must fly to heaven and tell your daddy that you love him. I will be back as soon as I can. And when I am not here, you will see that your daddy is sending you a kiss every time you see other butterflies flying nearby," Penelope says. That's another illustration. And this is when the butterfly leaves. Penelope waves her wings to say goodbye to Isabella and flies out the window and up to the blue sky. Isabella watches as Penelope flies off. She then runs as fast as she can to her mom's bedroom. This is another illustration of the butterfly leaving. And she runs in to hug her mom. "I love you," she tells her mom with a squeak in her voice. Christina, who tries to hold back her own tears, turns to her daughter. They wrap their arms around each other and don't let go for a very long time. A pink caterpillar with black spots on its wings comes to rest on the window ledge in Christina's room, and then a blue butterfly appears, then a yellow one, and a black one, and green one. So that is the end of my story, and I want to know what you thought of the ending, and have you had any loved one that has gone to heaven, and how did you feel about that? I just want to know if you had any questions regarding my book. And you can find my other books actually at my website at www.maggiegrinnell.com, which is MAGGIEGRINNELL.com. You can also find me on Facebook under Maggie Grinnell, and you can find me on Amazon under Maggie Grinnell. All my books are listed there. So I just want to personally thank you for letting me read my book to you all today. I want you to join me for story and activity time to watch other readers and other authors express their words to you through their books. I would like to invite you to Red Carpet Time on September 26th, and I just want to say that I thoroughly enjoyed reading this book to you, and I really hope that you really love this book as much as I do. And this is just goodbye for now, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you for spending the time with me.